Thanks for coming over. This is Amodeus, and today's Dungeon Hunter Champion video is about Rona and how I built her. So, a lot of questions coming up. How do you build your Rona? Where are you using your Rona? Why do we see Rona everywhere? Well, you see Rona everywhere because she's really the most powerful 3-star in the game from a damage output standpoint. She does phenomenal damage, and it's all skill-based. So she's got to be built on Adept. So if you can build her on Adept, attack, crit damage, attack, and make sure that she has a lot of attack and crit rate subs, you're gonna be a-okay. I don't focus on accuracy at all because her entire role is to just unleash furious amounts of damage on folks. Now, her first skill, Hex, is based off of accuracy. It's just an auto attack. Her second skill is the one that's so awesome because it damages up to 3 enemies. It removes a buff. If a buff's removed, it applies OGD. If this is enhanced through her next skill, it'll actually hit 5 enemies and gain life stealing. So she has her own bit of sustain, which is phenomenal. Now, the bonus damage based on accuracy, but it doesn't scale, in my personal opinion, based on my testing. It does not scale as well as just adding a ton of attack. So that's why we went that way. Now, having her skilled up also increases her damage by 25%, and that can't go without notice because skill ups on Rona are pretty amazing. Now, not just potion, basically breaks shields and inflicts mortal wounds, and in her next skill, when she enhances, the splash becomes much larger. That splash is important because all of her attacks attack multiple champions, impact multiple champions. Immortal Wounds is amazing in PvP content, in Ultimate Blitz content. It is really, 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 really nice to have that. Now, I know, like, one of the big questions people ask is, does that work in OH? No, it doesn't, but that's okay. Sinister Ritual is her last skill. Basically, she buffs herself and enhances all of her skills. So she's going to give herself an attack buff, which is, you know, absolutely one of the reasons that she does so much insane damage, because she basically is always under an attack buff. And that does make her a great solo DPS unit no matter where you use her. And like I said, I use her absolutely everywhere. Now, if you really want to maximize this skill, I really recommend building teams around Rona that are going to have skill cooldown champions in there to help get that up more often. Now, from a gear standpoint, like I said, she's going to be on Adept. Broken. Precise would be better, right? Precise, if we could squeeze out some Precise gear, and maybe on Laundry Day when we go through and redo this, that's probably what we'll do. Otherwise, we're just going to leave it attack, crit damage, attack on Broken. And for you, it's whatever you can get. As close to 100% accurate or 100% crit rate as you can get, as close to 2,000 attack as you can get, and as close to 200 crit damage as you can get would be great. I can't get anywhere near that on Adept right now. We're still, because we just don't have gear that's that level of good for Adept. But hey, you know, fingers crossed. We're doing a lot of farming for gold right now, so hopefully we'll find that. Now, what I want to do is I do want to show her where I use her most often. So let's switch out of here and do that. So obviously the #1 place that I use her is going to be in Elder Drake. She's part of my pre-flight team. I know that we typically can use Sigrun, Snake Lady, Light, or Nature. Water even, I think, at this point. I know someone sent me a notice the other day they were doing it with a Water Lady. And then, of course, the Siege Towers can be part of your pre-flight team. I like Rona because it lets me consolidate all my resources. Not this team. That was testing for something that is awful. And I'm trying to find a way to make those Greater Demon leader skills have an impact in Ascended raids. And they're just not as good as Rota when it comes to the Ascended raids, or even Monas for that point in Vamal. Pretty sad, but that's just the way that it works. So basically it's Double Candy Munchkin, Kendrick, Rota, and Rona, right? And this is usually like a 40 to 45 second pre-flight team, and it's great for anytime we have like Elder Drake events. It's great for anytime we have any of the other like grind events that we had previously where we had to get through Elder Drake. And This team occasionally works on Steel Widow 11 also, or not Steel Widow 11, but Elder Drake 11. But I mean, it's really built for pre-flighting the Elder Drake in ED10. So here we go. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. The highest DPS unit on this team is not the Candy Munchkins. The Candy Munchkins are really just there to help with the Elder Drake. Wrona is actually the big hitter on this team, and we'll see that in just a second. Let's pull up this damage report. See, she just unleashes all of the damage, right? And then of course, because she has that life stealing going on, she also healed herself a little bit. But we also use her in Steel Widow. Once again, a lot of skill cooldown reduction units on this team, and partner her up with another great DPS, which is Aelia. And then we just go to town. This is a 50-second to 55-second team. So just from the perspective of like how are we being efficient with our time, Rona is one of the best champions in the game for that. Specifically the way I have her built. So if you have her built on Dazzling, or if you have her built on something else, it's not going to work as well. For this particular style of play, right? This has got to be an attack, crit damage build. And if you can focus on other stats just besides attack and crit rate, that's great. But those got to be your priorities to get her to be able to deliver these fast times and these clear rates. I mean, more importantly, the consistency to do that. So, you know, and that's, you know, I even use her not just in the PvE, but I mean, I use her in PvP for Arena. She's on my Arena team, my Guild Wars team. I mean, I really do use her everywhere because I want to use, oh, should we keep? No, I'll sell that. I really do want to use units that are valuable everywhere, even though I'm only investing in them for like PvE, right? Because that's really where she's invested in. That's where her stats and everything are invested in. But I hope that helps. I hope that answers some questions. I told you guys I was gonna put this out there, so I hope that does it for you. As always, thanks for watching the videos. I hope you have a great day. Bye.